What's up YouTube, and welcome to our channel. My name is Garth, and today we're going to be talking about industrial sewing machines specifically for sewing leather bags. Today we're going to talk about the most common types of machines and some specialty equipment. So what is an industrial sewing machine? An industrial sewing machine is pretty much any machine you see that has a metal cast body. I can hear you wandering around down there. There's no such thing as a semi-industrial machine. It's either industrial or it's not. If it has a metal cast body, that is an industrial sewing machine. The two most common types of machines in bag making are going to be your flatbed and your cylinder arm. There's a third type, and we'll talk about that too, but that's really a specialty machine, and most bag makers don't have them. That machine is a post-bed machine. This is a cylinder arm machine. We'll get back to that later. Your flatbed machines are going to be your typical machine that 99% of bag makers have, and that's going to be your compound feed or triple feed machine. Typically going to be in the class of a Juki 1541, 1508, Consew 206, etc., etc. There's basically three kinds of flatbeds. You're going to have your standard straight stitch machine, you're going to have your needle feed machine, and you're going to have your compound, which is like a triple feed machine. Triple feed machine is going to be, the material is going to be fed by the feed dogs, the needle, and the walking feet. This is going to be your common straight stitch machine. This is a light duty machine originally intended for garment. It's a high-speed garment machine. It has a fully automatic lubrication. Has a pump in the bottom that pumps the oil throughout the machine into a wicking system. And this is that type of machine that you could use for like lighter duty bags. This particular machine will sew about 6 or 7 layers of denim. You have this loaded with size 46 thread, bonded nylon thread. So here we have our construction machine. This is a Juki 1508, very similar to the ever popular 1541. Basically from here down, it's a totally different machine besides the tensioning setup. And this is also a vertical hook machine. M-class bobbin, as to where the 1541 is a horizontal hook machine where the bobbin will load from the side. You could only buy one machine. A flatbed is probably what I would buy, or at least this is what I would start with. And then if you wanted a secondary machine, you could use a cylinder or a free arm and then keep it as a cylinder machine without having to change out the janky add-on cables and whatnot. This is a Consew 255 RB-2. This is an older model. They still make this one up to a -5. This one's also made by Seiko in Japan. It's just rebranded a Consew. Very similar oiling system to the last machine that we show. This is a vertical hook machine. Very large bobbin on this one. I think it's a U size. Second most common type of a machine is going to be your cylinder arm. These come in, depending on the manufacturer, come in various shapes and sizes, of course. This happens to be about a 14-inch throat depth here. Very narrow diameter arm for getting into real tight spaces on cylindrical items. This particular machine has a dual tensioning system, so you can spread the amount of tension across 2 sets of tension discs versus trying to smash down on one area of the thread. So that's really more used for thicker threads, but I just use them both because they're there. For machines that you want to sew multiple layers of materials, whether it be canvas, vinyl, and or leather, but we're specifically talking about leather here, we'll utilize the triple feed machines on those materials. Your big heavy duty stitchers, Cobra's got a few, Texo's got a few, and those typically are going to run 138 thread, 138 to 207 thread. The medium weight machines we're going to run size 69 to maybe 138, but 92 is a sweet spot for them. And the light duty machines you're going to run like a Tex 46 or maybe even lighter. This is going to be what I would definitely be on the wacky end of spectrum as far as on the need list for a bag maker, but this is something that you could potentially use depending on what type of makes you're doing. This is a high post machine. They call this a left only. This is a vertical hook machine. as to where, say, the cylinder or the little console 230 would be a horizontal hook machine. Obviously the hook has to be in the vertical axis here because, well, it's a post bed. Similar dual tension setup, semi-automatic lubrication on this guy. Fairly basic, very expensive machine. But if you're going to make this kind of these kind of items that you maybe want to stitch the bottom on a bag like this, or reach way inside here on a side seam, this is the only kind of machine you're going to be able to do that with, short of hand stitching. This is a 8BL. Let's talk about brands. In our shop we run Juki, Seiko, and Consew. The Consews are going to be the rebranded machine that Seiko makes. Other brands on the market are going to be your Thor, your Cowboy, your Cobra, and your Texo. And let's talk about Texo for a second. While that may be a great machine for Canadians, it's not going to be necessarily a great machine for Americans because you have to import that machine into the States. So that said, if you're Canadian, Texo is going to be a good brand for you. Cowboy, Texo, etc., they're all going to be Chinese clones of Japanese-made sewing machines. One thing to consider when you're buying a sewing machine is cost. Whether you're a hobbyist or enthusiast or whatever the case may be, you wanted to keep those things in mind. So maybe you want to buy a Juki clone, a Thor 1541, for example, which is a Juki 1541 clone. That's okay. You buy what you want to buy. Things to consider as far as costs go are going to be shipping. You're going to pay on the average of $400 to $500 to have that machine shipped to your house. So our recommendation is to try to find a distributor that's local to you, which will save you money on shipping, but also give you service if you need it. If you need the machine tuned up, or if it breaks, or whatever the case may be, you have someone local to buy it from. If you can't find a local distributor, you're going to reach out on the internet and find someone that can give you good service. So if you want to sew leather and you need a flatbed machine, what are our recommendations? My recommendation would be a Japanese compound feed machine. That's going to be your Juki 1541, your Juki 1508, your Consew 206, or clones thereof, those types of machines. That class of machine, a mid-weight walking foot sewing machine. Keep in mind that one machine isn't going to fit all your tasks. That's why they make so many different sewing machines. I know it's complicated, but it's just the way it is. For example, you're not going to take a one-ton truck and use it as a commuter, nor are you going to use your Ford Pinto to tow your travel trailer. That's the way it is. Not going to happen. There's different machines for different tasks. 95% of the work is going to be done on a flatbed machine. The specialty machines will take care of the rest. And basically the reason why you may want to have other machines is just to speed up that production. Maybe different machines with different thread colors. Maybe different machines with different thread weight. We recommend 3 machines if possible. One is going to be your flatbed, one is going to be your lightweight machine, and one is going to be your cylinder arm. Let's kind of wrap it up. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to be notified for future content. From the walking foot mechanisms. This is going to take forever.